Hello again, boys and girls. Now we're going to do science. We are going to talk about something weather related, but since you've learned weather now, it will help you better understand what we're going to talk about. We are going to talk about the seasons, okay? And we know that there is typical weather for each season. Typical means usual, normal, but that doesn't always happen. As you saw in the last couple of weeks, we've actually had some winter-like weather. That doesn't mean it turned into winter again. It just means, again, now that you understand weather, temperature, and clouds, and precipitation, and the water cycle. But it doesn't always correspond to the season that it is. So although it's spring, we've had some winter-like weather. So let's hear a book about the seasons, and then we'll talk about how they change. Winter is here. Put on your boots. Find your mittens. You can build a snowman. Winter is the cold season of the year. It's time for snow and shovels and warm woolen scarves. You can ride downhill on sleds. But look, what is happening? The snow is melting. A bright purple flower is poking through the snow. Why? What's happening? The season's changing, and after winter follows spring. The days are longer. The sap is running in the maple trees. It's maple syrup time. It's the first day of spring. Spring can be rainy, or spring can be sunny. But we know that it can also have some snowflakes, right? Spring can be breezy, blossoms bloom. Everything is fresh and clean. Summer follows spring. The days grow longer and the nights grow warmer. Take off your shoes. Summertime is time to go barefooting. Or flip-flopping, right? Now you can be outdoors all day long, and even into the night a little because the days are longer. It's fun to lie in the grass and look at the sky. Right? We can do a lot of outdoor activities in the summer. In summer, you can work in a garden. You can plant flowers or catch a butterfly. You can eat green beans, but summer doesn't last long. The days begin to grow shorter and cooler. The leaves turn orange, red, and gold. It's turning to fall or autumn. Put on your jacket and take a walk. The first day of fall is here. Now the leaves are brown and falling down. It's time to rake them up. You can hide in a pile of leaves, but not for long. Someone is sure to find you. The days are colder now. It's time to cut firewood. Fires are cozy on cold winter nights. Suddenly one day the snow begins to fall. Put on your hats. Don't forget your mittens. Where are your boots? It's the first day of winter again. So just like the water cycle happens over and over and over again, the seasons are a cycle too. They happen over and over and over again. Once more, it's the season for skates and sleds. A whole year has passed. A year is the time between one birthday to the next. You can have a skating party if your birthday's in winter. But look what's happening. The ice on the pond is breaking up. The snow is melting. There is a little green leaf on a tree and buds, because now the season is turning to spring. Spring is here again. Spring is the Earth's birthday. It comes again and again. Okay, so we know that there are 4 seasons, spring, summer, winter, fall, but how do they happen? That's what we're going to talk about in science today. So here I drew you a picture to help you understand. Okay, what happens here is we don't have 4 Earths, you know that. This is just to represent the 4 seasons. And in the middle is our sun. Okay, now if you notice, each picture of the Earth I drew has a line going through it. The Earth doesn't really have a line through it. We call that imaginary line, or like an invisible line. It's axis. And the Earth turns on its axis. So actually right now, the Earth is moving in two ways, not just one. First way is like this. And that's how we get day and night. So pretend I'm the Earth. Here's the sun. Okay, right now my back is facing the sun. So that part of the Earth is having nighttime. But then when I turn again, now I'm looking at the sun. So now my part of the Earth is having daytime. That's how we get day and night. But when the Earth travels around the sun, that's called orbit. So to go around something is to orbit it. And the Earth is continually orbiting the sun while it's also spinning to give us day and night. And again, we don't feel that. Okay, it takes one whole year for us to have all 4 seasons because it takes one whole year for the Earth to orbit all the way around the sun. That's 365 days. Now each season lasts 3 months. And those 3 months, 1, 2, 3, 4, times 3. So 3 times 4 is 12. 12 months, and that equals 365 days. Okay, so this imaginary line, back to the imaginary line. The Earth is tilted on this axis, okay? And, can you see my magnet here? Maybe I should use the black one. Okay, this is our part of the Earth right here. Now, our part of the Earth is leaning furthest from the sun. So what season do you think it is? So we have the least sunlight at this time. Our days are shorter, and our days are usually the coldest during the season of, that's right, winter. Okay, because right now, our part of the Earth is furthest from the sun. And if you notice, I drew a red line. Now you know that the Earth is not flat, right? Remember geometry, plane shapes, but on the paper it looks flat because my paper's flat. It's solid 3-dimensional. It's a, right, sphere. So, a half a sphere is called a, do you remember? Hemisphere. Good. So I made a red line to show you that this is the northern hemisphere and this is the southern hemisphere. So they have different seasons. So for us, when it's winter, because we're tilted furthest from the sun in the northern hemisphere, the southern hemisphere is the opposite. It's summer. So like Australia would be having summer when we're having winter. Okay, and as we continue on the orbit path, it takes us 3 months to get to the next season. So after winter comes spring. There we are. Okay, so we're tilted a little closer to the sun, so the days start to get a little longer and warmer. Okay, and then we continue on the orbit path another 3 months, and now look at, we're tilted, and our part of the Earth, the northern hemisphere, is closest to the sun, making our days longer, right? In the summertime, I remember as a kid getting to play outside until like 9 o'clock at night because it wasn't dark yet, right? In the summertime, you get to stay up later too, so that works out well, doesn't it? And in the summertime, we get more sunlight, so our days are hotter during the summer. Okay, then we continue on the orbit path, 3 months, and here we are, tilted, okay, moving a little further from the sun. So during spring and the fall, our temperatures are moderate, meaning it's not hot and it's not real cold, typically, usually. But as you know, because you are all meteorologists now, the weather can change depending on the temperature outside, the clouds, the type of precipitation in the clouds, the wind, all that can change. So, we have 4 seasons, right? Winter, spring, summer, fall. And they're all because of the Earth's orbit path around the sun and the way the Earth is tilted on its axis. Furthest from the sun, winter. Moving a little closer to the sun, spring. Moving, tilted toward the sun all the way, we have summer. And then now moving to our tilt away from the sun, fall. So how long does it take for the Earth to orbit the sun? one whole year. That's 365 days. And each season lasts 3 months. And altogether, that equals one whole year, 365 days. Okay, so what you're going to do, I'm going to send you a great video clip too about this, is a little orbit book to help you understand what orbit means. And your mom or dad will fold it in half once and then half again, because it explains that orbit means to travel around. And the Earth orbits the sun. And while the Earth is orbiting the sun, do you know that the moon is orbiting the Earth? Yes, doesn't our moon change too? It does. Okay, and also, you're going to do this cut and paste page. Okay, match the symbols to the season. And I wrote the season for you: spring, summer, fall, winter. Look carefully and look at the different items, like hot chocolate. Would you usually have that in the fall? In the summer, right? Hot chocolate? No. In the winter, right. Butterflies, okay? Beach time. So look at them carefully, because there will be 4 for each of the 4 seasons. All right, boys and girls, and we'll continue to talk about this tomorrow or Friday, and you'll do your own model of the 4 seasons and the orbit path of the Earth. All right, boys and girls, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night.